Hello and welcome to a video about 2 years in the making, the greatest YSL players. It's nothing flashy, it's just a list, a ranking of what I believe to be the best players that have ever played in Youth Squad Legends. Don't expect something magical, it's not that at all. It's something quick for me to do this weekend, and something interesting for you guys to watch as I try and fix up family life and also blossom a new relationship that I've got with a special person. So I'll put the link down in the description to the document. As I said, I've been working through this since the back end of Macclesfield, and I was a bit cautious to release it because we have the draft going on as well, but I do rate the teams in the draft a bit differently. It's not about the individual, but how one team would play against another. So having a list of what I think are the best 121 players to ever grace Youth Squad Legends, I don't think makes that much of a difference, okay? So, we are going to quickly run through 121 to about number 20, okay? And then we'll give a bit more understanding on the top 20 in reverse order. I'm judging this on 4 things: quality, legacy, series popularity, and name. Okay, if they've got a great name. Iconicness in Youth Squad Legends. So right now we've got 121 names on this list. The players highlighted in red are from the current series, Harrogate Town, and could potentially move up and down accordingly by the end of the series, okay? But I think there's not going to be that much movement. So 121 is Toman, and going up, Koto from York, Iomi from Paderborn, Amador makes it a 118, Nana Duncan, Federico Lagamina from Barcelona, some people might not know that name, Nick Williams and Nick Williams is from Yeovil, I do apologise, Jack Watson is from Plymouth, it's a name that you might not know, Dexter Judd from Walkley Wanderers, a couple of Walkley Wanderers players in here. Mostly gets onto this list for the wrong reasons, if you know what I mean, but whatever. There are some players that are iconic for different reasons, for bad instead of good. And Weke Kingdom are at 112. Ryan Brown, Mads Kusk, Boris Stiapovic, Rui Faria at 108. I might consider trying to push him up to the top 100. As more and more players start shuffling the bottom down. Johannes Schnegg at 107, Lennox 106, 105 Nicola Minorini, Serge Mango from Fleetwood is 104, 103 Ollie Mason from Lincoln. Adonez, didn't even know Adonez's first name was Michael. It seems a bit weird that. I'm going to have to check on Rodolfo, who does the big document with all the YSL player names on it. Hoon Hong, the Barcelona goalkeepers at 101. Phillips, Thomas, Stone Lakoki, Bjarne running from Lincoln, Tarsus Nippin, Ashley Woodards from Chesterfield, Mazuch from Burton, Chavez there at 93, Yerson Rower 92, Sederberg's 91, and you've already seen some of the big names. Maybe they didn't have time in the series, maybe they weren't rated as highly by me personally, but I mean from like 90 onwards, some really recognisable names now. Christopher Manwepa, Adam Nichols, Papa Baby, Freddie Woodward, Django Swinkles, Andreas Barnum Bob from Barcelona, Jim Harvey from Burton, the right back, Dalibor Bekic, the centre back from Wimbledon, Skalitsky's there at 81, just under Fabian Eicher of Burton, Ross Emmanuel Thomas, another Burton addition, then Joshua Fisher, Basim Al-Sharadi, Ben Burns, Bright Chateau, Daniel Ramos Suarez going all the way back from Chesterfield, Pahofsky, Zuck. The Nut is at 71. It's an interesting one, an interesting pick, but there's a lot of good wing backs here at Harrogate Town. Ross Ball, Ilpo Vilho. And then we got Wasim Al-Sad, Rafael Baggy, Stoy's up there at 66 from Plymouth. Henke Powell, also Plymouth. Mikko Kartunen finds himself at 64 at the moment. And Marchetti, Nariastina, Garland Roy, Donald Fanning, Diego Herner, Pascal Muller, Kude, Jack Atkinson from Fleetwood, Dalgard from Yeovil, Kachunga from all the way back in FIFA 13, Schiavi, Glarner from York, Alves from Yeovil, Melville, Bowen, Penis, Road, Penis, Wes Maloney, Frank Matip, Olivier and Armangui all bunched together in that trio of amazing strikers. I'm sure Valerie Olivier will climb. Because the more we see of his goal-scoring specialities, I'm sure he'll rise. But then we got Ayala, captain of York, at 43. It shows you how significant the top 40 is. Miles Smith, Dennis Blisker, Ruben Cooks at 40, Mitov 39, Bonaventura, Kieran Aziz, Morgan Collins, Victor Mathis is 35th as we go on to this next page, right to the top. Robert Grimmer, I believe, is second best goalkeeper. Martin Hart, 33. Witness Chavango Jr., 32. Elliot Skarsgård, 31. Louis Price at 30. Mark Halfar, Tobias Leahy of Macclesfield Town, I believe. If I've got some of these teams wrong, I do apologise. Reece Cooper. Rojas is up there at 26. Yeah, that's really, really high for Rojas. But I think he deserves it. The two wing backs, Rojas and Jarno Jokinen, are extremely likeable. Yuko Ike, Castaneda, Jamie Moore, Taylor, and Jarno Jokinen's there at 22, with Alan Papa just ahead at 21. Can Alan Papa break into that top 20? Possibly, but when you think Michela Conqueror is 20, it's a wall, isn't it? There's a barrier between... I mean, I love Alan Papa, but I can't put him above a Conqueror. So maybe not. Maybe that's as high as they can possibly go. But then into the top 20, and by any means, if you disagree with some of these picks, tell me down in the comments section. Michela Conqueror, goal scoring, not brilliant, but he's doing a more effective role of what Gerson Rowe is doing in the Harrogate Town series, really. He's creating things by doing his own thing. Creating goals by doing his own thing. Michela Conqueror's hold-up play, his false nine ability, exceptional. Ramizi, at 19, it was always in Piscopo's shadows, but after his blistering performance in the Champions League final with Chesterfield, you've got to put him up there. Deserves the respect. Maximilian Jackson, the right back of dreams, and a great combination between him and Durante at 18. And Gadel Tenari, his goal-scoring ability was amazing. And he has that longevity. That's the thing, he has that longevity outside of Olivier, in comparison to Olivier, rather, where if Olivier had 5 seasons, 6 seasons, instead of like the 2 or 3 that he's got right now, you might be seeing him around this particular level. But it's about the impact on the series as well. And yes, Olivier has made an impact, but there's definitely been bigger players that have had more of an impact, and we'll get to them in a second. Theo Stuckey, I mean, what a story, what a man. The underdog of a lifetime, and won the Champions League with his final kick. Great story. It's the story more than anything that resonates. And that's why Stuckey is remembered so much. Adam Pond with the bicycle kick. Oh, people will remember Adam Pond for a long, long time. Doing it for York. Amazing player. Not the best striker that we've had, but when we needed him to bring one from the top drawer, he very much delivered. And Moulders, the standout player from Paderborn, is at number 14. You just have a look at his Hall of Fame video and see what he's all about. Really, really powerful runner, and a good finisher to say that he was a winger. Vasil Malachius Jr., a glorious, glorious midfielder that just was exceptional at passing. All right. So he's at number 13. And Calamar Flannery, the runner. These are really from Vasil Malachius Jr. to Karcher Marskas, I would say. It's one speciality that just stands out above the rest. So Calamar Flannery is speed, Matt Pennington is aggressiveness, Frank Carrasco is skill, Vytautas Karcher-Marskas is goal scoring ability. And I think they're ranked correctly. Carrasco at 10. I know it might shock some people and be like, hang on, I thought you rated Carrasco higher than that. I think he's fantastic, but look at the players around him. It's not like he's not in bad company. If I put him ahead of Tom Evans, for instance, I think I would be giving Tom Evans a bit of disservice. And you can see from like 8 to 30 how many players I've got there from Harrogate Town. I think the entire team is absolutely fantastic for Harrogate Town. So it's not just one individual or a few individuals like you saw with Enzo Bardi, Jackers and Calamar Flannery at Wimbledon. It's an entire team's work. So there you go. Matt Pennington, he has been outshone now by Radu Flocker in terms of that aggressiveness, but it's because he was the first one to do it. Obviously made him incredibly popular in a popular series. Calamar Flannery running. And Vytautas Karcher-Marskas, what a goal scorer for one of the great football clubs in the world. And we go to Radu Flocker at number 8. This definitely can change and move up above Tom Evans. Maybe even Piscopo, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens through this season of Harrogate. But definitely 7 and 8 is up for debate eventually with the way that Radu Flocker's going. Tom Evans, an all-round defensive monster. These are two really unbelievable centre-backs. Domenico Piscopo, I mean, outside of Obi Jackers, the highest scoring player in YSL history. And it made total sense for Obi Jackers once he'd overtaken Piscopo to just be above him at number 5. I think because we had two similar impacts so far apart, they actually both dropped down a little bit and allowed for Durante and Bardi to get in ahead. Durante was a cut above, so classy. You don't really see that many highlights of Durante defending because he's already snuffed it out before it's happened. He was a brick wall. He was so good at defending. And his centre-back partner in crime witness, Chavango Jr., is at 32 because it wasn't just his work. And Maximilian Jackson at 18. Also the work of Enzo Bardi. Sorry, they were from two different series, both in blue shirts. But Durante, Jackson, Chavango Jr., what a defensive wall. Rupinas behind them. There you go. And he was not a bad goalkeeper either. Enzo Bardi goes in at number 3 as the third best YSL player of all time because he had no defence. He was the defence for Wimbledon. Hence why all the Wimbledon defenders are so far down the list. Dalibor Bekic deserves to be on the list, but doesn't deserve to be high on the list, if you know what I mean. Enzo Bardi saved that team on numerous occasions. And he's the best goalkeeper that I've ever seen. I saw a comment saying, oh, Mikko Cartonen's the best goalkeeper that I've ever seen. Might have watched like loads of series of Youth Squad Legends. I've never read so much tripe. I'm sorry for the person who commented it, because each to their opinion, each to their own. But if you watched Enzo Bardi properly, the amount of saves that he pulled off, and eventually I'll get to that Hall of Fame video. I think this is more a list of which players should be getting a Hall of Fame video soon, you know what I mean? we'll get to the Enzo Bardi Hall of Fame video eventually, and it'll be so many saves in a concentrated amount of time. I question how he does it. I question how he did it. Alexander Rosenberg and Harvey Hall are pretty straightforward, aren't they? I mean, it depends on which one you like more. You could probably swap them two around. Alexander Rosenberg. What I would say, yeah, one of the key things here why I put Harvey Hall higher than Alexander Rosenberg is because Alexander Rosenberg had a speciality in FIFA 15 where long shots were overpowered. And that has taken the shine off it a little bit, but he was magical in his own right. Harvey Hall was just a freak. He was just a freak. And I mean, it beggars belief what he could have done if he was a striker to begin with, and if we didn't need to like train him up to be an absolute monster, if he just naturally grew there, maybe he would have been the first player to reach 300 goals. Jackers was 296, I think, so that's probably the highest at the moment. But Harvey Hall, even though he was a right back for most of it, got like something 220 odd. I think Rodolfo, if he watches this video, he can comment down below. But what a player. In his Hall of Fame video, I said that he was complete, and he was. He was the most complete player that I've ever witnessed. And that's what sets him apart from essentially everyone else. Rosenberg was very complete in his own right, but then Hall had the height, the aerial presence. I'm not saying that Rosenberg didn't score aerial goals. He did, occasionally. But any kind of situation, Harvey Hall was a threat. Anything. And I don't think you can say that for anybody else. Apart from maybe Matt Pennington and defending. Yes, he is always a threat. So I don't think there'll be much arguments about number one. Just if you prefer Burton over Lincoln, which a lot of people do in terms of Youth Squad Legends series, I can see why you would put Rosenberg number one. But this is all personal preference, of course. And please, if you take part in the draft, whenever it's going to be this year, don't take this with a pinch of salt. Don't make it completely change your thoughts on who you're going to draft. Because I rank the teams on how they would perform together and not on the individual brilliance on the players. Okie dokie. So that is it. Yet again, I'll put the link down in the description if you want to have a closer look at this documentation. And I'm really, really interested to see what you would say or what you think in the comments section, what you would change in the comments section. And hopefully next week we can have more usual scheduling on the channel. Youth Squad Legends gets returned, I can edit a lot more, and things going back to normal. Cool. But I'm sure that you're happy enough to know that, yeah, things are developing in life, and that is that's really exciting. All right, thank you ever so much, guys. Enjoy the list. Talk in the comment section. I want to see it. Hopefully this creates debate. See you next time. Bye-bye.